Okay, let's get started. Thank you all for joining us here today to once again talk about the senior property tax freeze application process. We've been trying to reach out to seniors who have an incomplete senior property tax freeze application. When we gathered here a couple of weeks ago, we told you we had about 12,000 incomplete applications, and we needed your help to reach out to let them know that we wanted to get these applications completed before the September 30th deadline. Our Department of Revenue has been hard at work. They've been emailing, they've been phone calling, they've been sending postcards to reach the folks to get these applications done. And so far, about half, or about 6,000 applications have been completed. The reason why we've asked you here today is we still have another 6,000 applications that need to be completed, so those seniors can benefit from the property tax freeze before the September 30th deadline. So as I mentioned before, we sent about 12,000 postcards to people with incomplete applications. And on the monitor beside me is an image of the postcard that we sent to our seniors. Now, it wasn't quite this big, but we hope it was big enough that they were able to sort through their mail and find it in their mailboxes. So if you're watching or listening and you received one of these postcards, we ask that you either call the number on the postcard and find out what you're missing, or bring that postcard with you and your documents to one of our offices and let us help you get your application completed before the September 30th deadline. So you can either call the Department of Revenue and ask, or come to our office. We ask that you don't call unless your application is incomplete. We want to save our phone lines for people that have incomplete applications so we can help them get those done. Now, if you have parents who are in the senior property tax freeze application process, please call mom or dad and ask them if they got one of these postcards or if their application is complete, and help them get the information they need to one of our revenue offices, or get it loaded online. Typically, an application that is incomplete is either missing a signature, or the documents that were scanned weren't readable. So we want to make sure we get these documents in the right hands. So and we know these postcards are getting out because people are bringing these postcards into our office and asking for help. I want to thank the County Council for supporting our Department of Revenue and making sure that it was all hands on deck to reach out to our seniors, and we're doing that today with 1 week left to go before the deadline. And I want to also thank our council members for helping us get the word out to the seniors about the remaining incomplete applications. Walk-in appointments are available at our Department of Revenue offices located in Clayton, in North and West and South County. The North County office is at 715 Northwest Plaza Drive in St. Anne. The West County office is 70 Clarkson Wilson Center in Chesterfield. And the South County Government Center Revenue Office is 4554 Lee May Ferry Road in South County. So seniors who need to finish their applications can bring their documents into one of these offices, and we have revenue staff ready to help get your application completed. You can bring your documents to Clayton, but we ask that if you can, please go to one of our other offices in the county. They have more capacity, and it will be easier to help you at one of those other offices. You can check the status of your application online if you didn't get a card, or you didn't see a card and you're worried about it, at stlewiscountymo.gov, and click on the Senior Property Tax Freeze icon, type in your name, and you can search to either see if your application is complete, or you can see what's missing from your application. You can check your email inbox for an email from Senior Property Tax Freeze at stlewiscountymo.gov. And if you got one of those emails, it will tell you what's missing from your application, and you can bring that to any of our offices between 8 and 4:30 during the week, or you can upload that information online. If you want to make sure that 2024 is your base year for the senior property tax freeze, we need your application completed by September 30th. And that is 1 week from today. If you don't make the deadline and you don't get your application completed by September 30th, then next year's application process will open on November 1st, and you will be able to apply for next year's senior property tax freeze program. Now, with me here today is someone who I know you all know well because we've been talking about this for about a year. With me today is Erica Savage, the Acting Director of Revenue, and between the two of us, we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Questions, anybody?
How imperative is it that, the remaining few thousand seniors get this taken care of? Because as you mentioned, after September 30th, they have to wait.
Well, we've had, 80,000 applications. A few were duplicates, and some are incomplete. A whole lot of seniors, tens of thousands of seniors in St. Louis County will benefit from this program. But we have about 6,000 still left with incomplete applications. We want to find them, and we want your help finding them. So talk to your parents, talk to your neighbors, say, hey, let me check on the website at stlouiscountymo.gov and click on this icon. Let me check for you and see if your application is complete. We've got a week left to get the word out to everyone, but we can't go past September 30th because we got to get the tax bills out to the whole county.
Have you received any indications of, or reports of people trying to take advantage of the scammer, so to speak, posing as the county in some of these communications?
Well, we've had some applications that were rejected because they weren't valid. You want to comment on the rejected applications? I don't know that I would call it scamming, but
Yeah. We have had applications that have been rejected because someone may have put in that they are 62, but their ID show 52. So we have had some of that to happen.
We did get some applications from people who didn't live in St. Louis County, and we can't help them with their property tax.
You mentioned the walk-in hours at all the government centers. Is it should people make appointments? I know in the past we had long lines at some of those centers.
People are able to make appointments. We have that open on the website, but they can also come in and join the line.
This is an obvious positive economic impact for senior citizens. What kind of economic impact on the other side for, say, school districts do you see this causing?
Well, I mean, the senior property tax freeze was a complex policy question that our legislature handled and sent us to us in the form that it is today. When you freeze taxes, then you'll have an impact on the taxing jurisdictions, the fire districts, and the school districts, and there'll be an impact on St. Louis County as well. We've decided as a government that we want to mitigate the impact of rising property taxes on seniors who have fixed incomes. That's the policy decision that we made, and that's why we're going to help the seniors. We'll watch the other taxing subdivisions, sub-districts closely and do our best to make sure they have the resources they need to operate.
You guys decided to wade into this at any point that you think it's going to take a lot of work, which it has?
The question is about, did we anticipate the amount of work that this is? Well, we did. I mean, this is a new program. It's been an enormous, heavy lift for our Department of Revenue to manage a program like this, a new program in a county of 1 million people, largest jurisdiction of the state, with a significant number of people who are over 62. It's just been a really heavy lift. Now, I want to thank our county council for getting us some extra resources to make sure that our Department of Revenue was prepared, but they have been working overtime to get this program done because we have to get it done on a deadline so we can continue the normal and regular operations of St. Louis County, which means mailing tax bills on time so everybody knows how to pay their taxes and avoid any late penalties.
Dr. Page, as a doctor, I'm curious to get your thoughts on the president's remarks about Tylenol yesterday.
Okay, so the question is about Tylenol and it's linked to autism. I think what President Trump did was reckless. It's completely inconsistent with available science. If you are pregnant or have a small child who is sick, talk to your pediatrician about what medicine is appropriate, what treatment is appropriate, what diagnostic interventions are appropriate. But there is no available evidence any significance that is compelling to indicate that Tylenol should be linked with autism. And I think that's a very reckless thing to say, because that is a good medicine that helps a lot of people.
Last time we were here, you talked about need to move out of this building. What's kind of the status of moving out of this building, and will the taxpayers feel the burden of moving out of this building?
So the question is about the home for county government. We have 2 years to vacate this building because it does not meet fire code in Clayton. It's not safe to be in this building. This building has a lot of problems in addition to not being sprinklered and not being safe for fires. We have been working with the county council to find a path forward. We've all agreed to look for leased space. My administration and the county council, we have agreed to look for leased space somewhere nearby for most of the county offices. The charter requires the county council to meet in Clayton, so we'll need some space in Clayton for the county council to meet, and we're working on that now. We're looking for that opportunity. But the main offices that are currently in this building will move somewhere close by, somewhere centrally located or relatively centrally located, so people can get the in-person services that they need. But we've also greatly expanded over the past 5 years. We've greatly expanded our online services, and a lot of people are taking advantage of that. And we hope that people will not have to drive to a building to get services from St. Louis County as frequently as they did 5 years ago.
Got one more. There's a motion to move your trial out of St. Louis County. Why?
So the question is about the change of jurisdiction for St. Louis County, and I would refer questions about that case to my attorneys, and I look forward very soon to being able to talk more openly about that, but we're going to wait until that case is settled in its new venue before we do that. All right, thank you. Thanks.